It happens. Every year, summer flies by and it's time to get into the back to school swing of things. The good news is with a little preparation, a checklist, and a plan, you can do it without being stressed, overwhelmed, and feeling behind. So let's get ahead of the game already. The first thing we need to do is clear up last year. So did you clean out the backpacks? Are you reusing them? Same with lunch boxes. Let's make sure that those things are clean, tidy, and ready to go if they're going to be used again. Now, do you have a paper pile somewhere that you need to either put it in an official folder and be done with it? For example, for my kids, they each had a folder in their backpack, right? They didn't destroy their folder, yours might have, but mine kept one pretty nice. So that folder, I'm gonna put in their memory box with all their artwork from this year. Okay, so one of them was in kindergarten, for example. Her kindergarten folder is gonna have all of her kindergarten artwork that fits in it. Now, when it comes to any sort of like paperwork, I had a file like that you would clip into like a 3-ring binder, one of those like clear cover ones. I used that, and any paperwork that I felt the need to hang on to during the year, I put in there. So I'm going to clean that out, reset it for next year, as well as digital stuff. So my email, I have a folder in my email, which if you don't have a folder and call it school, sports, or call it kids if you want it like to be a very general folder, and anything related to them goes in there. I'm going to clean out that email folder and get it ready for next year as well. So clean out the old to prepare for the new. Another thing when it comes to cleaning out would be maybe cleaning out their closet of old clothing and also any like sports bags, after school bags, that kind of vibe as well. While you are doing this, check for any unused school supplies from last year. Our child that finished kindergarten, the teacher sent home some unused items. So we are going to make sure to set those aside. And when we are working on that back to school shopping, we are going to start with the items we already have. So we'll get to back to school shopping in a minute. Of course, that is going to be on the list. Another thing to do would be a little bit food focused. So let's think about, are we packing lunches? First of all, lunchbox, if you need to buy a new one, buy it. If you already have one, clean it out. What food do you like to pack for school lunches? Do we need to make a shopping list for the grocery store? Do we need to make just an idea list even and have that on the fridge for like, okay, what do I put in their lunchbox? Or is your kid old enough to pack their own lunch and do they need some instructions? Like take one dairy item, take one fruit or vegetable, take one snacky from the pantry, whatever your system is. Get the food lined up as well as money on their food account at school if they do buy their lunches. Okay, so get that set up as well. Speaking about money, one more tip that I heard that I fully agree with, unfortunately, is go get yourself some money. Go hit the ATM or whatever and pull out some cash. And what I want you to do is pull out $50, $100, depends on how many kids you have and how often your school's asking for money. Go ahead and pull out a bunch of 1s, 5s, and 10s. You need small bills, put them in an envelope in your junk drawer so they are ready to go because your kid is going to ask for $10 for a field trip, $1 for the fry cart, I don't know. They ask for the most random money at the most random time. So do yourself a favor and get some low bill cash handy dandy in your house. With the food as well, if they are buying lunches, maybe go ahead and print out the school menu for that first month if it's available. Again, some of this stuff we gotta wait till it's available, but print out the school menu, print out the activity schedule for the year, like when is spring break, when is fall break, like the events. Get that onto your paper calendar, get it onto your Google Calendar, input all those dates. My husband already did that for next year for us. He's awesome on that, appreciate it very much. And get all that information where you need it. Okay, sports schedules, whatever you got, get it together and get it going. There's also labeling any items that they take to school that you prefer to label. So once you buy their school supplies, labeling that, jackets, water bottles, lunchbox. If you need to label things, label it. I'm not a big one on this, but just thought I'd throw it on this list. Some things to do before school would be things like haircut, dentist appointment, any medication refills, maybe if your kid is on like ADHD medication, anything like that. And also, if there's any medications that need to go to school, one of my kids has like slight allergies, so they need some allergy medicine at school in case they have a reaction. It's not anything major, but I need a brand new bottle to take at the beginning of the school year. So that's something that I have to put on my list. You might also want to restock your house a little bit as far as just like basic hygiene items. This could be little kids, bigger kids. Like, do we have shampoo? Do we have deodorant? Do we have just everything lined up? Okay. As much as you can get ahead on before school, I think it's great if you work on your personal like meal plan for dinner or maybe make some freezer meals if you have time. I'm not saying you have to. This isn't like you're having a baby and you're postpartum, but you want to start off school on the right foot, okay? And it does get busy and it does get hectic. Now, of course, the basics, buying new school shoes, new clothes, only get what you need. I mean, we don't go crazy by any means. For ours that started kindergarten, we had previously bought her a backpack for daycare and a lunchbox. We didn't buy one of those. We pretty much bought tennis shoes. I think that was about it. She didn't really need any new school clothing. Maybe your kid does. We're a big fan of, hand-me-downs and buying secondhand, but to each their own. New clothing if they need uniform clothing, if they need new backpacks, if they need new lunchboxes, new shoes, and then school supplies. School supplies, of course, as a whole that's a whole shebang. So if you want to buy a ready-made box from your school or you go get it yourself, get those lists organized as soon as you possibly can. And then as it gets closer, we are going to change up our lives a little bit. We are going to start going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. We're going to start maybe waking up a little bit earlier and getting dressed, getting our hair done and getting out the door. And maybe you're just going to the park. But it's that process of we got to get going, all right? We are going to work on setting ourselves closer to the school routine as early as you really can. We are going to talk about when we get back into the school, what are our routines, our expectations, and our responsibilities, okay? I know one that I really want to work on is when my kids come home from school, they need to unpack their lunch boxes. We're a packing family. I don't need to unpack it, okay? If it's an empty container, throw it in the sink, maybe the dishwasher as they get older. If there's an ice block, that goes in the freezer, and put the lunchbox in the cabinet. We have a cabinet that they can reach, intentionally they can reach it, to put away their lunchbox. They can help with things, okay? Not everything has to fall on mom or dad. And then as that first day of school is approaching, let's prep, okay? What time do we need to wake up? Hopefully we've gone over the schedule at this point and we know what the plan is. So what time do the alarms need to be set? Moms, dads, kids, it could all be different. What is the first day of school outfit? Let's have that laid out. And any items, if you do like a chalkboard or anything like that for the first day of school, obviously you need to have that prepared. And honestly, at the end of the day, all of this isn't necessarily about perfection or, really it's not about school supplies. It's about being prepared and having a home that feels, not stressful and behind, but instead ahead and prepared. The goal isn't perfection, but the goal is just to be where we need to be and have our family running. And back to school it's a big season and it's a big undertaking. So I hope this list gets you going, gets you on track, and gets you started. I know it feels too soon. I know it feels like summer just started, but unfortunately, school is already right around the corner. So let's transition your family into a great school year. If you have any ideas you want to share with other viewers, what is one thing your family does that helps you get back on track for back to school? Or maybe how you celebrate the end of summer. All right, what is one thing that you do that is the end of summer tradition or back to school beginnings for you? I hope this checklist gave you some ideas, and I am going to go ahead and attach a PDF in the description so you can print this out if you want it and add some notes to it of things that maybe I missed that you need to include on your back to school getting ready list. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one.